him just to touch this. Instead of just tolerating it near him, which he's quite good at because he's shut down, he'll tolerate it near his head, but he's not happy about it, but he'll tolerate it, he'll stand still. And so people might think, oh well, he's quiet and he's desensitised to it, but he's really shut down to it. And so if he could touch it instead, that'll show that he is okay with it. Good boy. He's not just going into frozen statue mode. Touch. Good boy. He's able to look at it and think, oh, that's scary, but when I touch it I get a reward, so maybe it's not too scary after all. Good boy. And the head coming down. You can see he's a very high-headed pony. That's his little frozen statue mode, is stand stock still with my head up in the air and just freeze. And so you can see the very developed muscle under his neck as a result of that as well. Good boy. Touch. He's a gorgeous little pony and we want him to be confident. We don't want him to be shut down and just accepting of everything to the point where, you know, he's no longer thinking. Good boy. He's just accepting and thinking, this is terrifying, but if I don't move, maybe everything will be okay. And in a lot of cases that's probably true, it will be okay, but not a very fun attitude for him to have, and not a good mindset for him, because then if something does become too much one day with a kid on board or something becomes too much, that's when he will explode. As he goes, I'm so scared and I'm tolerating it, I'm just going to stand here and I'm scared, but now it's suddenly become far too much and now I'm going to run away. Or I'm going to rear, or I'm going to buck, or I'm going to shy, or whatever the explosion takes form, but depending on the situation. But good boy. Touch. So here he's no longer just tolerating the end of the stick near his face as he was before, where he was shut down. He's sort of coming out more and thinking about it, thinking, what does she want me to do with this thing? Good boy. Touch. Instead of just accepting that it's going to be near his head and that it's scary and it might suddenly hurt him, but if I just stand still, hopefully it'll be okay. You can now have it near his head and then go, oh, if I touch it, it goes away and I get a reward. It's a different mindset. So he may look the same, hopefully now he looks more relaxed, less tense, but it's what's going on in his head that we're wanting to change. So before people might have said, oh, but he was standing there relaxed. Good boy. He looked like a quiet, desensitised, bomb-proof pony. He was standing there and he wasn't reacting. But he wasn't coping though. Mentally he was in all sorts of trouble. Good boy. Touch. So now with the clicker we're teaching him to think and to relax. Once he actually realises that it's okay, not just stand there and stress. Good boy. Good boy. So only now will I progress to touching him with it. Good boy. See, he's still interested, he wants to touch it. But I'll touch him with it here. Good boy. So I did this before, I could do this before, because I wanted to test out what he was coping with, and that's what told me he was shut down, because he stood there and he accepted it all. But he was frozen and he was terrified. He wasn't happy about it, but he wasn't reacting. Good boy. And so I thought, well, that's no good. You don't want that. You don't want him to be scared. You can see now he's starting to relax and he's starting to think properly. And that head will come down. The more he relaxes, the lower that head will get. And then we can start to change those muscles and build up some nice top line. Good boy. shutting down, hopefully he'll relax as we do this. So I did a little bit of this before I started filming, and he told me straight away, I'm going to stand still, but I'm not comfortable with it. So straight away I could tell he's shut down and he's not relaxed. He's accepting it and he was standing still, but he's not relaxed. See now, even though he's putting his ears back, at least he's showing me something. Before he just stood stock still with his ears forward. He didn't move, and so you might look at him and think, oh well, he looks really desensitised, he looks like he's coping with it. But he wasn't, he was shut down and he was terrified on the inside, he was having a meltdown. But on the outside he thought, nope, I've just got to stand here, and I've got to not move, and I've got to not express anything. So really I'd rather that he started, shooting backwards or go sideways or anything, just moving away from the pressure to show that he's actually thinking about it. And then we can work with it to get him used to it and calming down and then get him to accept it. He just went straight into statue mode. He's a bit distracted now, but he's not as bad as he was before. Good boy. So there, at least he's thinking. At least instead of standing there frozen, he at least thought, what can I do to get out of this uncomfortable situation? And so he took a step back. And that's okay. Good boy. So now he's learning how to express himself. And it's only taken a few minutes. It doesn't... Just because he was a bit shut down, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world and we give up on him. And it definitely doesn't mean we push harder and move on because he seems fine with all this stuff. We don't move on. We've got to stay here until he's relaxed with this. Good boy. You're a good little boy. Not fully relaxed, but he's not as shut down as he was before. He's interested and he's alert, which is better than the glazed over statue look that we had going on before. So again, it's not so much always going to be a difference that you can see in the horse. But he might look, physically he might be standing here looking fairly similar as what he was looking before, but there'll just be subtle things that give you an indication of what he's thinking. And it can just be, yeah, so he's uncomfortable, he just chose to take a step away. That's fine, we're not going to punish him for it. We're just going to keep going and say, that was good. At least you thought about it. Then just glide there, lift the lips, move the head down. Good boy. And so you're showing me that, okay, I'm not scared of this anymore. And I'm not going to just stand here like a statue and accept my fate. Like, we're about to be eaten by a lion and I'm just going to accept the fate at the last moment because there's nothing I can do about it. We either want a reaction that then we can work on to improve and help him realise it's okay, or we want him to relax straight away. But we definitely don't want the shut down, glazed over, statue, frozen attitude. The ears back there, that's saying he's listening to what's happening behind him, so that's okay. That's a semi-reaction, and then in a moment he should relax. Good. So just keep going until he relaxes. So he's getting a bit more of a reaction, he's stepping back. His reaction's not huge, but at least he's thinking, at least he's doing something. So just asking forward. See if he can come forward. So he's stuck, he's frozen. Good. So even though that was a very reluctant step forward, we'll reward that because he tried. Good, big sigh, good. It's released all that nervous energy. So lots of rewards. Big jackpot for that, good boy. And we'll give him a rest, because that's good. You bring your nose over here. Good boy. Alright. I just gave him a rest for a minute. Just gave him a pat. We just did some head down exercises. Because he is very high-headed when he gets in that frozen state. So I want him to relax his head down. Good boy. Like that. That's lovely. Down. Much better. So when I first started working with him today, he couldn't put his head down at all. The slightest hold of pressure, he just resisted against it and froze. He just went into that frozen, shut down state, and he wasn't even going to make an attempt. But now that we've got him to relax a bit, he's happy to make an attempt to put his head down and show that he's more relaxed and understanding. Good boy.